we're into February 2024, and what are the best sealed products to pick up this month to invest in the long term? This year's been some really interesting stuff already in January with some crazy price drops and, just new sets coming out as well. It's a really, really interesting time. So let's jump into it and find out which ones are great pickups for this month. All right, guys, so today we're going to be going through another 5 sealed products plus a little honorable mention to see which is great to pick up this month in February. Now, obviously, we've just seen the release of Paldean Fates. That set has been doing incredibly well. People are really enjoying opening the set. So it has good high hopes for the future, but it all depends on how much this set gets printed. If it gets printed very heavily, like Shining Fates, then we might have a bit of a problem. But I do feel like it's going to be a set that people will enjoy opening down the line. It's definitely better than Shining Fates. Not quite as good as 151, of course, but it means it's pretty good still. Okay, it's still pretty good. So let's jump into TCG Player at the first honorable mention, and then we're going to get into the 5. Let's get into it. Honorable mention, we have Fusion Strike booster box time. Fusion Strike, well, a lot of the Sword and Shield era booster boxes have kind of been going all over the show right now. I mean, most of them are actually going up pretty much across the board. Some have dropped a little bit here and there, but some of the big best sets are going up. I did pick Fusion Strike for this one, as you can pretty much choose Chill and Rain. You could pick Silver Tempest, Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin. There's so many, but I thought I would just, for this one, I'll go for Fusion Strike. $153 a booster box. It is on the rise, and the thing is, it did actually take a bit of a drop because it was already about $153 earlier on in the 3-month period. But then we go back to 6 months. We can see this kind of bounce back up to where it was, which is pretty good. Now, over the year, it is the highest it's been. They're on the rise. I've talked about it, time and time again in loads of different videos of what's, good and what's going on with Sword and Shield era. They're all going up. You can't go wrong with Sword and Shield. I mean, Fusion Strike is fantastic. It's doing really, really well. The Arc Gengar's holding incredibly good value, along with the Espeon as well. Hey, look, it's a set where people, including myself, wasn't that interested in to begin with, just because of all the other sets that came out around it. Booster boxes were super cheap, anywhere between $80 to $90. Now look at it. 153. It's not the most expensive in the Sword and Shield era, but it's kind of like in the middle ground, or maybe like the upper middle. It's doing okay. It's doing really well. I expect this, well, it might reach 200 by the end of the year. Who knows? We're still only in February, and this is on the climb. I mean, if it copies what it did last year, I mean, in the past year, 12 months, it went from 134, it's been about $20, so it might not be that much. Maybe we're looking at maybe 170, 180 a box. Still pretty good. Okay, coming at number 5, we have the Crown Zenith ETB. Now, you could replace this with the Pokemon Center ETB as well, but that one's a little bit more expensive and a little bit harder to get hold of. It doesn't mean that the normal ETB isn't, it doesn't mean that the normal ETB is bad, okay? It's a good product. It is very good. I mean, it's such a fantastic set. Did get heavily printed. I mean, it had such a long release window, and they kept reprinting these ETBs. They're kind of similar to Shining Fates, but not quite as bad. This is a much better set, by the way, than Shining Fates, of course. It is just so good. The single cards have been holding somewhat good value. Obviously, good pull rates have affected them. I think the desirability for this set in the future is high, because a lot of people love Crown Zenith. Right, this is going to be one of the sets we're going to look back in 5-10 years' time. We're like, remember Crown Zenith? The pull rates were insane. There were some incredible cards in the set. Like, I just want to open it again. Add that desirability, adds the value. It'll take some time though for this to start seeing good, returns, as it were, over time. We're looking at $41, $42 right now. As you can see, over the last 3 months, it has been going down. But this product has overall been out about a year now, and it was actually quite high. It did actually, become hard to get hold of. I say hard, but a little bit more tough. Price kept going up and up and up, especially over in the US. The price actually kept going up for Crown Zenith. Over here in the UK, it kind of settled at around £50 and didn't really move much. Maybe went down to 45, maybe went up to like 52, but pretty much stayed 50. Whereas over in the US, as you can see, went up to $65. It actually went up quite high, and then of course has now dropped. Over here in the UK, you can pick these up about 45, I would say is about right for a Crown Zenith ETB. Obviously, the Pokemon Center one's a lot more expensive. If I had to choose out of the two, just because of how expensive and how harder it is to get the Pokemon Center one, I would just go and pick up maybe 3 normal ones for the same price. We get going. In the number 4, we have Paldea Evolved booster boxes. We just had Paldean Fates release. Obviously, we're pretty deep into now the Scarlet and Violet era. We've got Temporal Forces that's dropping in about a month, or just over a month. Paldea Evolved, in my opinion, is the best Scarlet and Violet era set. If we took 151 out of the equation, because I don't really count that as a Scarlet and Violet era set, it's kind of like a standalone, then Paldea Evolved is by far the best set. It, for me, is great fun to open. It's slightly tough on the pull rates. It's got some big fan favorites. Got that Magikarp, which is just a normal illustration rare that's holding insanely good value. For the Iono, big chase card, again holding pretty decent value. And on top of that, you've got T-Tar. You've got just a bunch of amazing, beautiful art in Paldea Evolved. And I kind of feel like it's, over time since it came out, it's starting to get more recognized. It's getting more and more people going, you know what? It's a pretty decent set. Like, it's actually pretty good. Like, we look at, you know, Skyline Base, not very good. We look at Sodium Flames, kind of weak. Now, you know, Paradox Rift, pretty decent. Paldea Evolved is very good. Now, Paldea Evolved is 97 a booster box, under $100. I do feel like there's a very good price. Obviously, it hasn't been out a whole year, but since it came out, I mean, it came out around about $115. Most of these sets do. It went up a little bit, and then it's pretty much stayed steady. I mean, over the past 6 months, we can see that it's been sat around $100 or under $100. Still a very good price. Still think any booster box at $100 or less, again, I don't really care what set it is a steal. I think Paldea Evolved is definitely a great one if you could look buy a booster box around that price point. Right, then we got Paradox Rift up next. Now you may be thinking, hang on a minute, you just talked about Paldea Evolved being the best. I think Paradox Rift is very close, like very close. And the reason why I put it higher on this list is because it's slightly cheaper. That's pretty much it. It is slightly cheaper. If they were the same price, then I'd put Paldea Evolved slightly above Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift is a little bit cheaper. $92 or $93. I mean, this set is good fun. I enjoy opening it. Beautiful, stunning cards. Pretty decent chase cards as well. And it really encaptures the feel of the, you know, and it really encaptures the feel of Scarlet and Violet with the Ancient and Paradox Pokemon, which are pretty cool. Aurora Moon's really nice. Iron Valiant's really nice. Also got the Golden Cheese String, but we don't really count him. But yeah, the rest of this set, beautiful. Really nice illustration rares. Pull rates are a bit like Paldea Evolved. They're very similar. Can be quite tough to get the hits. But overall, Paradox Rift, I do think is good. Put it high on the list, just above Paldea Evolved, just because of the price point. I mean, it has dropped. I mean, $92, $93 is actually pretty cheap. I mean, over here in the UK, you can pick these up for about $90 quite comfortably. So yeah, I think at the moment, this is a good steal. About $90, pretty good. Okay, in at number 2, we have the normal 151 ETB. Now, I do feel like the normal 151 ETB is a good pickup, mainly because it's just a great set. You know, obviously you got the Pokemon Center version, which is getting more and more expensive. 151, I mean, you know, like I said, I don't really count it in the Scarlet and Violet era. It's kind of separate. It's kind of like I counted Celebration separate to Sword and Shield. Now, 151, it's doing good. As you can see, the ETBs have started to go up in price. I mean, booster bundles have become more and more expensive, so they become not really the best way or the most cost-effective way of opening up booster packs. Because, I mean, we've seen the booster bundles of reaching prices, you know, of like $45 plus, and it's like, well, wait a minute, quite pricey for 6 booster packs, whereas you could pay maybe $10 more, you get 3 booster packs, extra booster packs, a promo, all the accessories. So it's interesting. I do feel like the ETB, normal ETB that we're looking at, is doing really well. I mean, $55 is pretty solid. It depends how much they keep printing this. If they just keep reprinting this like they did with Crown Zenith or Shining Fates and things like that, then we could see this continue to drop. But the cards are holding good value. They're holding strong, which is obviously a good thing, bearing in mind how much this set is getting opened all the time. And on top of that, it has the nostalgia. Nostalgia carries really hard on Pokemon, and we've seen it, you know, with celebrations, we've seen it with XY evolutions. Hey, look, we're here again. You know, we have it obviously with Hidden Fates, we have it again with 151. This will do very, very well. You could pick up like 2, maybe even 3 of them for the price of a Pokemon Center one. I don't think that's that bad. And then at number 1, we have the Paldean Fates Pokemon Center exclusive. Now, I didn't want to include the normal ETB in this compared to the other ones because of, look what's happened to the price. $71 right now. It is dropped by over 50%. Crazy. There was a restock of this on the Pokemon Center website. Even here in the UK, I think they're still available. I need to check, but they were restocked. So, I mean, I picked up 2. £50, I think they were. Yeah, I picked up 2 at £50. They came back in stock, so that's when the price plummeted. Now's a great time to get them. If they're still available on the US Pokemon Center website, guys, go and pick them up. Absolute steal for 50. Hey, I think they are still at 70. We've seen it time and time again that the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs do insanely well. And when we see one that gets restocked, I mean, we saw, it happened Crown Zenith actually. Crown Zenith had a restock, or at least we had some here, where we had a restock of the Pokemon Center exclusives. That happened maybe 2-3 weeks after the release of Crown Zenith. Like, they all got, you know, sold really quickly in pre-orders. 2-3 weeks after release, they dropped another lot, and then boom, gone. Never came back. Look at the price of them, they're like 120 plus. So I think now's a great time to get this. If it's still available, go and check it out. If it's not, then at $71 on TCG Player, that's still a very, very good price. So there you have it, guys. Those are just 5 products plus a little honorable mention, so 6 of great things to pick up this month. A lot of them are ETBs. We've got a couple of booster boxes thrown in there as well. I do feel like a lot of these holiday set ETBs are very, very good pickups, from 151 to Paldean Fate. They are just overall really good, and of course Crown Zenith is very good. Like I say, with Sword and Shield, you can pretty much pick any of the sets in Sword and Shield, depending on which one is your favourite, and they're all going to do pretty much really well. Well, not maybe all of them. Don't go with Dance and Blaze or anything. Pretty much don't go anything pre-Chilling Reign, right? Just don't even bother. Chilling Reign and onwards is fine, but pre-Chilling Reign is pretty rough. But then again, Scarlet and Violet is super cheap right now. Paldea Evolve, Paradox Rift, in my opinion, if you're going to pick up a booster box from the Scarlet and Violet era, they're the 2 best to get. If you made this far into the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. What products are really great to pick up this month? Have you been picking up anything? Were you looking at picking up some stuff this month? Are they on this list? Let me know down in the comments anything different. What are your thoughts? But if you want to know what's going on in the sealed market right now regarding booster boxes, then make sure to click the video on the screen. And if you watch more Pokemon content, guys, you know what to do. Make sure that subscribe button. Alright, guys, that's it from me in this video. As always, you guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.